Peace to your brothers once again. Fellas, this video right here is going to be the realest video I ever did. Let me say this. Number one, I love our women. It's a lot of good so-called black women out here. I'm not trying to throw any shots at our women. I love my so-called black woman. But this is a very much needed video. It was a 12-foot statue that was revealed in Times Square of a so-called black woman. And the statue was designed, created by another race of people. Another man that wasn't a so-called black man. First of all, I disagree with the statue. I disagree with any statues. So even if it was a so-called black man, I would disagree with the statue. Anytime there were statues built in the ancient world, in the Bible, it was about idolatry. The ancient pharaohs, other nations of people, they built statues. Other nations worship statues of their god or gods. Like I said before, the pharaohs in ancient Egypt had statues, whether he had it built for him of himself, or other ancient Egyptians built statues to elevate or worship their gods. So you just don't do things for no reason. And if you put up a statue of a person, I don't care if you're not bowing down to the statue or anything like that, it still is a form of worship. Because it's not just a statue just to be a statue. It's up there for a reason. And you don't have to celebrate people by putting a statue up. And that's the case, then we need to put up a statue of everybody in the world who do something good. So we know that anytime a statue go up, it's for Luciferian reasons. It's a form of idolatry. And to put up a message of worship to that particular entity, or who they be trying to portray on the statue. A lot of you brothers already know that America get at Luciferianism, all the Abrahamic religions that we know about, whether it be Christianity, Buddhism, Islam, Jehovah's Witness, Wicca, 5%er, whatever the case may be, it come from ancient Egypt. And statues built come from the same thing. And that's what they portraying. A lot of you brothers know about the Black Madonna. A woman with her child, and there was a statue, and a lot of the Egyptians worshiped that statue. And that statue represent great power of the woman and her son. But it's not the man, her and her son. It's the Black Madonna, the woman, and her son. And it's a form of worship of the woman, of a so-called dark-skinned woman. Women during the ancient Egypt times had statues, just like the pharaohs did. And it represents the so-called woman power, her good looks, even sometimes to represent the ordinary woman from those times. In ancient Kemet, ancient Egypt, whatever you want to call it, those Hamites, those so-called dark-skinned men, they worship women. Even though they was the head of the woman during those times, they still put their women on a pedestal in some kind of way. And they don't represent the God of the Bible. And a lot of those men, they put the dark-skinned women at those times in the same category as gods. And you have some Negroes today who don't know anything, who simps, who worship the black woman, who still think like those Hamites of those times, and they say the black woman is God. And a lot of you brothers, you got hard in your pants when that statue got revealed. That's just another sign of worshiped the woman. But in this case, worship the so-called black woman. And notice, like I told you before, I don't know the race of the man who unveiled the statue, who did it. Either he was a Caucasian man or another race of man. I don't know what race he was. But like I tell you brothers all the time, the Caucasians and the other races of people, they are behind our black women being over you. Because I tell you all the time, the woman is not the threat. The so-called black woman is not a threat to anybody. The so-called white woman or any women of any race is not a threat to America changing in any kind of way. It's you, so-called black man, who's the threat. And that statue being built in Times Square is just another way of saying this who runs the black community, so-called black community. Now, I know there are statues of so-called black men in America, whether it be men who did, who spoke during the civil rights movement and did certain things. I do know that. Yeah, I do know that. But like I said, those statues are wrong too. Because those statues is to signify we worship Luciferianism. Because those men who got statues, whether it be Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, or whoever, those people then steer our people in the direction of what we supposed to be doing. That's putting the God of the Bible first, and us doing what we supposed to be doing, and doing what we supposed to do to be self-sufficient, and to encourage every individual of so-called black man to be the best he can be and to have his own mind and to obey the Most High laws. That's what it's all about, to obey God's laws. Not one man that had a so-called black man that have a statue represent that. And I know some of you brothers like Martin Luther King. Christianity is Luciferianism. He didn't have knowledge of the scriptures at all. He was just a regular preacher who went along with the same stuff that he was taught. And he followed the script. He didn't even believe in the existence of Christ, Yahweh Shai. Martin Luther King, no, he did not. He was a pansexual Luciferian. That's another subject for another day. That statue is for when the ordinary so-called black woman passed by that statue, is to give her a Luciferian mindset. They're empowering us. And notice, they saying to themselves, the other races of men are empowering us, not our black men. Look at this. And that just further and further making the report of the black man and woman worse than what it is. So when they see that statue, it's like, the other races of men, they for us now. We don't need you, brothers. It's Times Square, New York, the #1 city when it comes to fashion and different things and imports. We in the middle of Times Square. Look at this. A regular black woman who got some meat on her bone, who thick. A plus size black woman. That's who they see when they ride by. And I've been telling you, brother, for a while, that's what America is all about. And that's what it's been about. Every demographic been above the so-called black man, especially our women. And that was another show in the light. We're going to show you, brothers, what's finna happen. And when our sisters see that statue and everything else that's going on, it's like, we can do this on our own. Because they already think they're their own demographic. Most of our so-called black women don't look at their race or who they is, or identify as a so-called black woman. They talk that talk, but their #1 demographic is, we're women first. Then I'm a black woman. Empower women, then empower black people. But it never be the so-called black man. But you know what? Our women don't supposed to think like that, because we supposed to be the one empowering. First, you got to empower yourself. Then you empower your woman. And then our woman will fall in line and they'll realize, hey, my man is empowering me, because I know he got my back. Brothers, I don't care what a white man or a white woman think. I don't care about what another race of man or woman think. Because I know who we are when it comes to the scriptures, and I know what's going on in America. When it comes to the Bible, and when it comes to our people, and when it comes to what we need to do as a people, I don't care about the other races' opinions. Because at the end of the day, they can talk about how much they want equality, how much they want to empower the black woman. At the end of the day, they'll never have as an equal playing field. And it don't supposed to be. You're supposed to conquer. We the only demographic of people who want to beg. Everything is competition. Either you're going to win or you're going to lose. All the other races that come over here, They don't look to be equal. They look to conquer. We the only one don't look to conquer. We want to be equal. And our women know that we're never gonna be equal. So they think it's like, I'm gonna be over my black man. And the other races of men helping me doing it. That's what that statue all about. I wanted to share the video, but I didn't get a chance to do it. But I seen multiple videos when our women talking about the statue, saying this statue represent the power of the black woman, her independency, what we can do in the world. We got potential of ruling the world. We can do what we want to do. That's what it's all about. Most of our women don't want to be a wife and a mother. That's her job according to the scriptures. The first rule, the number one job for our women is to be a wife and a mother to a so-called black man. That right there is not her main priority. That is not even her top 5 priorities. She want to be above you. That's what that statue about. And it's getting that way in America. That's why you got to stand firm, black man, and be strong. And don't take these women that have that type of mindset seriously. Even if you just have to have concubines and deal with concubines only. If that's what it takes for you to be the head in your social life, or when it comes to women, you do that. But that statue right there was a direct shot. It wasn't really to empower. It was really to take a shot at you, so-called black man, to let them know, our women I'm talking about, let them know, hey, look, we got your back. The United States of America worship the mother goddess. That's what it's all about. It's all about feminism. A lot of you guys know that already. I wouldn't be surprised if it be a woman president in the future. If the society still be going on. If the Most High don't send his son to do what he do and take his elect back. But if this society continue to go on, I wouldn't be surprised if a so-called black woman or a Caucasian woman get elected as president. Because the president really don't do much anyway but sit in. The word president means presidere. That means to preside. You just sit in the position. And I've been telling you brothers all the time. A lot of you brothers know this already. It's the powers that be behind closed doors who really calling the shots. So if a woman do get in the office, she really won't be calling the shots. She'll just be doing what other men tell her to do. And don't let these women fool you. It's still men that are running this world. We the one that get everything done. The Most High created the woman to follow. And he created us to lead. But the Caucasian man is trying to fool y'all and fooling our women to think that they can lead. And them the ones who galvanizing this crap. It's the Caucasian liberals. And a lot of Republicans behind closed door too, because they do work hand in hand. Now you got a few Republicans that still strong on those traditional Republican beliefs, but for the most part, all of them are joined together though when it comes to the overall big picture of the black man being at the bottom. I told you that. And they love our women mindset right now. You look at it, it's all around, even in sports. You know, I did a video on the Caitlin Clark situation with Angel Reese in the WNBA. You know, a lot of you brothers still don't like, well, most of you still don't like watching women basketball. You don't want to see a black woman acting like no dude on the court. You know 80% of them are lesbians and don't want to be with a black man. They encouraging other black women to be lesbians and to turn their back on the black man. They talk about the WNBA all the time now. It's because they want our women to be empowered. They want your little girls, 7 and 8 years old, to have a dream of being a basketball player and looking like a man with no butt and no titties. Hell no. We got to stand up. That's what the statue represents. Black woman, you be what you want to be. Do what you want to do. Forget about what your black man say. You're a goddess. And like I told you, even if a so-called black man statue was up, I would still criticize it because I don't believe in it. The only so-called black man was ever worthy to be worshipped was the Messiah, Christ, Yahweh Shai. He's the only man that ever been worthy to be worshipped in a way that, look, he's the way. He's the only way for me making it into heaven and to being with my Heavenly Father. He's the only one worth mimicking. So like I say, all statues are wrong, in my view. Because it ain't there just to be admiring the way it looks. It always something spiritual into it. No matter what organization you're a part of now, for the most part, it's not about the man being the lead or being the head. It's about worshiping female and bowing down to the feminine principle. No matter what it is. The church system, the NBA, NFL, no matter what it is. The television, movies, sitcoms, no matter what it is. A man can't be a strong man anymore. It's all about the feminine principle, and that's what that statue is about. And the same way the female black celebrities don't care about the black man, and they think they can do what they want to do, it's trickling down to the regular so-called black woman. The other races of people know their time is almost up. God's son is coming back, and we're going to rule. Our people is going to rule like the Bible said in the book of Isaiah chapter 60. So they trying to do everything they can to prolong their dominance right now in America. And they're going to try to take many of our women as they can while this country is circling down the drain. And you know what's so sad about it? I bet you not one Hebrew Israelite camp done made a video about that statue yet. You know why? Because they talk all that talk about the Caucasian this, the Caucasian that. But they worship the black woman as well. That's the reason why a lot of you teach a man can't have more than one woman. He can have more than one woman in the kingdom, but not right now. Because you worship the so-called black woman too. You know you got to have the black woman on your side to grow your organization. So you put her in positions. You put her in the spotlight. Because women love attention. Our women love attention. All women love attention. You try to fake like, you know, you want the woman to do her role, the black woman to, you know, to play her role and submit and be a Sarah. You try to play like you really want that one, our women to be like that. But behind closed door, they run their mouth more than a Jezebel, thinking they can teach. Yeah, a lot of you Israelite brothers, I know you haven't said nothing about that statue because you like that. You want our women to be worshipped. You're a simp behind closed doors too. You just pro-black with the Bible. Yes, I know. When that statue went up, almost every Israelite man should have been running to YouTube making a video about that, because he understands that the man is the head. And you claim you hate Esau. And you claim Esau is always trying to do something to destroy us or to keep us at the bottom. But you didn't address this situation. You didn't address the statue at all. I know where your heart is at. That right there should have grieved your spirit. Because that statue has damaged a lot of our women. And it's going to continue to do it. I love our women, like I said before. And our women should be glorying in their husbands, looking forward to marrying a black man and being under one. Bragging on her strong family. Like I said, they're not going to make no statue of a black man, his wife, and their children, because that's what they hate. It's got to be that black woman. Brothers, beware of what's going on. The black woman, the so-called black woman, is above you in the society. So quit running up after these women and thinking about coochie all the time, because they don't like you like that. Get yourself together. You are their enemy. Most of our black women think that you are their enemy. And you're going to see. Most young brothers from the age 18 through 30, I'm going to say through 30, is not going to get a so-called black woman to marry them, or to hold them down, or be loyal to them, or submit to them. They're not. Because our women are not looking at them unless you make a baby with them, because they want a child. Most of our young men in their early 20s, mid-20s, they're going to be suffering. They're going to be depressed because of our women. They're not going to have a place to turn. They're going to be wondering, why can't I get a woman? It's because they don't want to be with you. You is the last choice. Trust me, you are the last choice to our women now. Brothers, tell your sons this. You're not the first choice anymore. And we got to show our little boys how to recognize that. And it's all because of the empowerment that they see. That statue is just one representation of what finna happens in America. They're going to continue to show it. I'm up out of here, brothers. I love you. If the Lord led on your heart, donate to my cash app. It's megalmoon, megalmoon. But like, and then that's free. Like the video, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And like I tell you brothers all the time, I know I'm not gonna become big and famous on YouTube. I don't want to, because you're not gonna be famous when you tell the truth. And when you all for your people, you're not gonna be famous. I don't need other races or people to validate me. I don't need to be on a big platform to get a validate or anything like that. I'm just speaking the truth. Yahweh Shah said, wide is the gate to destruction and narrow is the gate to life. So it's only a remnant of us who gonna make it in. And them the people who don't care about what other people say. They don't care about being famous. I just care about my brothers coming to the light and coming to the knowledge of the Most High through his son. And everything else will fall in place. When we fall in line, our women is gonna fall in line. I'm out of here, brothers. Peace.